There's nothing more frustrating for hardcore gamers than being teased that there's a secret still hidden in a game that no one's been able to find. For years, especially for games that have been more or less completely dissected by the community, leaving no stone unturned. How is that even possible? In 2008, Mega Man made his triumphant return to consoles after nearly 12 years since the last mainline entry in the series. Because, the series was totally dormant during that time. Mega Man 9 hit digital storefronts in September 2008, a legit, official, and true-to-form sequel in the long-running series developed by Inti Creates, of course published by Capcom, and even included longtime series producer Keiji Inafune as, a producer. And the game actually did very well, both critically and commercially. I remember when it was released, it was kind of the right game at the right time. Where a lot of companies were putting out gritty, realistic-looking games with the most brown and gray color palettes you've ever seen, Mega Man 9 was totally antithetical to the rest of the market, and it was awesome. Pixel art 2D platformers are everywhere nowadays, but at the time, seeing a game like Mega Man 9 again was a total novelty in itself. Plus, it was fun, and it earned favorable reviews from critics when it came out. A month after the game's release, over on the Capcom Unity forums, rest in peace, a user made a thread discussing the possibility of a hidden undiscovered weapon in the game, due to seemingly unused sprites in the game's data. This prompted a response from community manager Seth Killian. There's only one undiscovered Mega Man 9 secret that I know about, and this ain't it, smiley face. So no secret weapon hidden in there. Intrigued, members of the forum prodded for more info. Seth Killian followed up by saying, "No dice, I'm not revealing it here just yet. And go nuts, I don't predict anyone will discover this one for quite a while yet." And for those unfamiliar, Seth Killian wasn't any Joe Schmo talking out of his ass. Being Capcom's community manager, he was basically the face of Capcom in the West during this era, and had been around the scene for a very long time, including a rich history in the fighting game community. He was on commentary during EVO Moment 37,
rare footage of Daigo actually angry,
and he even had a character named after him in Street Fighter 4.
Seth!
So for him to say that there's a hidden secret that no one's found in Mega Man 9, well, no one had any reason not to believe him. And it's not like the game was void of any secrets or Easter eggs already. There is plenty to discover in the game. References to other characters like Chun-Li, Bass, original box art Mega Man, the release date for the first game on the NES, and while these were definitely neat, they weren't exactly hard to spot references, and Seth Killian insisted the secret still remained undiscovered. The community continued to pick the game apart looking for the elusive secret for years, despite another game in the series even being released 2 years later, Mega Man 10. But the folks at Capcom and Seth Killian kept their lips sealed. Over on the Capcom Unity forums in 2012, nearly 4 years after Mega Man 9 came out, a thread was made. Can you do one thing for Mega Man fans? Requesting hints or any kind of update on the Mega Man 9 secret. You see, this was kind of a low point for Mega Man around this time. Within the span of like a year, Keiji Inafune leaves Capcom, the much anticipated Mega Man universe gets cancelled, and this happens in Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Better watch yourself!
Jesus. So there were some fans looking for any kind of salvation. Well, at least let us have this one thing. Give us a hint on the Mega Man 9 secret. And Seth Killian responded, "To find my secret, you'll have to look further than you ever have before." He followed up with, 1. Yes, the secret is real. Just because people looked hard and didn't find it doesn't mean it's not there. If you don't want to believe it's there, that's cool with me and probably a better use of your time. 2. The secret is not a huge deal. It's a footnote that would be included in an FAQ, even if that wasn't the secret. But if you're looking for a secret playable Wily, you'll be sorely disappointed. 3. In the case someone does find it and post it to the thread, I will tell you, yep, that was it, and we can cross the game off the list. So, you'll have to look further than you ever have before. It's a pretty major hint, and more or less verified what was speculated on all along. And it was that the secret lay within Mega Man 9's Endless Attack mode, basically a never-ending randomized set of screens with a counter telling you how far you've made it. So it's clearly just a matter of making it far enough in Endless Attack. Easy, right? Well, maybe not so much. I'm ass at Mega Man, so we're leaning on the internet nerds before me for this one. First, it's important to note things were discovered in Mega Man 9's Endless Attack. Some screens in the mode were seemingly recreated from previous Mega Man games, which while super neat turned out not to be the big secret. In a post that I unfortunately was not able to locate, a user shared that they had reached just over 7,000 screens in Endless Attack, in which Killian stated they were about halfway there, leading fans to conclude that the secret must trigger at the 15,000 screen mark, which, to be clear, is an insane amount of Mega Man for one to play. And much credit needs to be given to the folks over at Game Trailers, who nearly 10 years ago investigated the mystery and reached the 15,000 screen mark, albeit using some workarounds, but impressive nonetheless, and nothing. Nothing. And in the now 13 years since Mega Man 9's release, nobody has found it. What it is remains a mystery. So with that, let's consider the possibilities. Legitimately, no one's found it. This is what makes most sense to me. This is what I want it to be. Either no player has gotten far enough in Endless Attack, or there's a way for the game to detect if the player is using some sort of cheat or exploit, or it won't trigger unless certain conditions are met. We simply don't know. There's also the possibility that it was triggered and it was found, but whoever was playing just didn't recognize it when they saw it. But what about data mining? People have dug through the game's files, and it's clear that the secret isn't additional content, like a weapon or a new character or anything like that. Even Seth has done his best to temper expectations, saying it's not a huge deal. In addition, nothing has turned up in the game's code or scripting to indicate that a secret would trigger an Endless Attack. So it was speculated that only once connecting to the game's servers to list their high score would the secret trigger. Again, props to Game Trailers, but at just over 15,000 screens uploading their score, nothing. Now, it is possible for things to be hidden in a game and new secrets to be discovered even after the game has been thoroughly decompiled and investigated. Getting flashbacks to the zoo level over here. And sometimes decades can go by without a secret or Easter egg being found, such as the developer who ported Donkey Kong to the Atari 400, who hid his initials in the game, which went undiscovered for 26 years. Or Ed Boon's secret menus, which were hidden in the arcade versions of Mortal Kombat's 1, 2, and 3, which took 20 years to be found. These things happen. There is no secret. Say it ain't so. The worst possible outcome, the darkest timeline. But you gotta consider the possibility that there's no goddamn secret. But for what reason could there possibly be to lie about a secret in a game that's not actually there? Well, the most cynical side of my brain is drawn to the most obvious answer to that question. Endless Attack was paid DLC. No. There's no way. I refuse to believe that it was all a ploy to sell DLC. There ain't no way that Capcom was that desperate for your 300 Wii Shop points. But I do need to address it because there are people that believe that. Maybe I'm naive, but I just can't bring myself to that conclusion. And most importantly, what could the secret even be? All of this talk about a secret and we haven't even discussed what it possibly could be. Given that, again, data mining turned up nothing, and Seth repeatedly downplaying the significance of the secret, it likely is something very small, like literally it could just be a single line of text. The most common theories are it being a congratulations screen, or even possibly some sort of elaborate kill screen. Basically a screen in which the game appears to glitch out and prevents you from progressing any further. Essentially meaning that you've gone as far as you can, you've beaten the game. But of course, all of this, it's all just speculation. Not a single soul over at Capcom has spilt the beans. It's a secret that's carried by a select few, the developers of the game, Seth Killian, and select members of the Capcom community team. Later in 2012, Seth Killian left Capcom, but explained he passed the secret on.
The Mega Man secret is something I pass on. I passed on to our community group at Capcom, so they will carry the torch. I'm keeping it with me. People may discover it yet someday. But I think secrets in the age of the internet are exciting. It is really real. It's not going to set the world on fire, but it's a bit of fun, and I think having a little bit of mystery in the world is a good thing.
So, let's hope the mystery is solved one day and the secret is eventually found. But whatever it is, whatever it ends up being, there is one thing I'm certain of. The legacy of the secret and the community effort to find it will undoubtedly be more memorable and more significant than the secret itself. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Deep Cuts. As always, please let me know what you thought about it, hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and please believe we will make a follow-up video once this mystery is finally solved. Whether it's in 20 years from now, it doesn't matter. We will make a follow-up video. And if you want stories similar to this one, please consider binge watching the series using the Deep Cuts playlist. Thanks for watching this one, guys. Peace.